I appreciate the commercials in between, by the way. Can you just put them on right now, just so?
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, I can't hear them. Jesse, can you hear me?
Good morning. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and the Banning area for the daytime hours, expect a possible shower in the late afternoon. Partly sunny, high 59. For the daytime hours in the IE area, showers in the late afternoon, cloudy skies, your high 63. And as we go through the afternoon hours in the Coachella Valley, a possible shower, partly sunny, high 67. Forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
This Snow Country Ski Report is brought to you by Indeed. Are you hiring? You need Indeed. Indeed immediately delivers quality candidates from our resume database when you upgrade your job post. It's that simple. Receive a $75 sponsored job credit on your first post at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and restrictions apply.
We just got that big fresh snow last weekend, and now we have another winter storm warning in effect. It'll give us 10 inches of snow at 5,000 feet, well over a foot of fresh snow over 6,000 feet. And that's where all our ski areas are, like Bear Mountain and Snow Summit, already sold out for the weekend, but you can get tickets for nighttime sessions at Bear Mountain and Snow Summit, perhaps skiing some falling snow on Friday, too. Mountain High looking to cash in on some of that fresh snow, too. They got a lot of it last weekend. They're on 3 dozen pack powder trails with action day and night till 10 o'clock. Snow Valley on 9 pack powder slopes. Mammoth got 4 feet of fresh snow since the start of the week. Lake Tahoe resorts in for several feet of fresh snow. I'm Chuck Devine on KMET 1490 AM.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live radio audience there on, of course, KMET 1490 AM. You can find us and download us on your local app. Also, maybe you have a vehicle that you're driving that has the Alexa app. Those are kind of cool as well. Currently, I'm driving a very interesting vehicle that a couple people said that is a nice ride, and I can't wait to share that with you around the corner as well. It is fast, it is furious, and I took on another vehicle, which actually I completely snowed a, let's just say a Charger. So there you go. There you go. Did a little, like what are some good Fast and Furious car movies that you like, Jesse?
Let's see. Other than the Fast and the Furious movies, let's see what else is there. I think there was a movie called Need for Speed. Does Speed count as one since they're going fast?
Speed definitely counts. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one, by the way. I like that one. So I'm actually trying out the new Lexus, by the way, and it's look. When you think of Lexus, do you think of fast, Jesse?
No, not at all. More like luxury, if that.
Yeah, right. That's kind of the idea. When I heard Lexus, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a luxury vehicle. That's nice. It's going to be a nice one to test out. But no. It's the IS 350F Sport. Okay, and all I could say is when you put sport in any name, it's worth driving at least once. It's fast. It's got eco mode, it's got fast mode, it's got super sport mode, and it's a really nice ride. I'll take pictures with it and maybe do a little live stream around the corner. But it's a beautiful ride. It's got the basics, but it's got speed overall, and that's what I like. When you got like somebody where you're like, they kind of challenge you and you're like, I don't really want to be challenged, but then you kind of come back from way behind and they're like, oh shoot, did you see that coming? It was like that. It was beautiful. So there you go. It's a 4-door vehicle. I'll talk more about it around the corner, but for those of you that are wondering, maybe you don't want all luxury, but you want speed and you just want fun, and you could do that with this vehicle because it's just amazing. So I'll talk about it around the corner. But what's your favorite vehicle of choice? We want to know about it in social media. Of course, we got many tuning in over there. Let's do a quick little shout out. to those. Good morning, Penelope. Good morning, Stephanie. Good to see you. Let's see. Penelope says, good morning to all the fine and beautiful listeners. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing and script writing this glorious awesomeness day for today. Awesome. Angie Guzman says, good morning, my family. Good to have you with us. This is your very first time, this is the part where you get to share your own viewpoints, especially if you're on social media. Follow me at Aaron Michael Sanchez, and we'll talk about some of these subjects. Today is National Data Privacy Day, National Blueberry Pancake Day, National Have Fun at Work Day, or National Kazoo Day. Of these, Jesse, which will you pick to celebrate today?
The moment you said blueberry pancakes, I'm gonna have to go for that.
Okay. That's you know what? That looks mighty delicious. So there you go. Okay, quick question. Where is the best place to get blueberry pancakes, Jesse?
Oh, I don't know. I really want to know, because I usually go to local places, like local diners, for pancakes, but they don't make blueberry pancakes. So those are a treat for me. So if anybody knows a place, let me know, because I love some blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, there it is. January 28th, some blueberry pancakes. I could tell you there's a place I don't know if they're open right now, and that's the hard part. There's a lot of places near Sherman Oaks and Studio City that I like to frequent that have some really good blueberry pancakes. I could tell you one. I can never remember it when I need to. I can never remember. It starts with a J. Off the 101 and 134. Those that know. It's either Jenkies or it's something like that. I think it's Jenkies. We got to go there one day. All right, so there you go. That's Blueberry Pancake Day. Yes, the early pancakes actually consisted of flour and milk, and were more like biscuits. Later, eggs, milk, a leavening agent such as baking powder and fat were added, creating the fluffier, lighter pancake we know today. Adding blueberries to the pancake batter when mixing up the ingredients may result in a bluish hue. To avoid this, add them right after dropping dollops of batter to the hot griddle. They add a freshness to pancakes and nutrients like vitamin K, vitamin C, manganese, and copper. If you want to use the hashtag Blueberry Pancake Day, do that. Make some of your really good stuff. And you might find out some friends and family might be like, you know what? I need some pancakes in my life. So there you go. Blueberries makes it all delicious. I like blueberry pretty much in any like shake, except I don't like the way it makes my teeth and or tongue look. You know what I mean? This is one of those you're like, don't smile now.
Yeah, it's pretty. The blueberries, they do stain quite a bit, but they're so delicious and they're amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Some news you can use. Let's talk about this really quick. This is a situation that I've talked about at length as to being careful with some of the current vaccines that are happening. A healthcare worker has died at UC Irvine Medical Center after receiving his second dose of Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine. That's according to the Orange County Register. The individual named Tim Zook, who was a 60-year-old X-ray technologist at South Coast Global Medical Center in Santa Ana, suffered an adverse reaction within hours after the second shot was administered. He died days later. Zook's family said he had high blood pressure and was slightly overweight, but he was a proponent of the vaccine. The Orange County's coroner's office said it was investigating the man's death, adding that if there is a correlation to the vaccine, it will notify the OC Healthcare Agency. Of course, answering growing frustration over vaccine shortages, President Joe Biden announced that the U.S. is ramping up deliveries to hard-pressed states over the next 3 weeks and expects to provide enough doses to vaccinate 300 million Americans by the end of the summer or early fall. Biden, calling the push a wartime effort, said the administration was working to buy an additional 100 million doses of each of the two approved coronavirus vaccines. He acknowledged that states in recent weeks have been left guessing how much vaccine they will have from 1 week to the next. However, Jesse, this is something that we've been talking about at length here as to the first initial ones that came out and being a little bit more safer than sorry. I kind of want to know if they're going to put this on pause on that type of second dose death, if that makes sense. What do you think?
Right? This is like really important for them, because if their virus or if their vaccine is causing this, then they have to take it real seriously. But as far as we know, I don't think they released the cause of death for him yet. That I can think the vaccine was just all coincidence, maybe.
Maybe it could be, but suffered an adverse reaction within hours after the second shot was administered. that
doesn't sound good at all. I'm trying to stay optimistic, but that doesn't help.
Yeah, and then again, he's an X-ray technologist, so that's somebody that has obvious healthcare plan in Santa Ana. Do you understand? Like, that is a healthcare worker.
Yeah.
So, and that's probably a mandatory vaccine. Does that make sense? So again, what I say now, and again, it said he had high blood pressure and was slightly overweight. So what does that mean? Obviously, I think honestly, if this were a particular drug and they saw that cause, they would put an immediate halt to it. But more research needs to be done. And this is technically the second doctor, or I shouldn't say doctor, this is the second reported currently healthcare worker that has just recently been linked to a vaccine. Does that make sense, Jesse? We just reported one, last week? But that was a doctor. They're too close together to say, hold up. So if I were Pfizer on the 2 dose, and I'm not going to lie, this is a consideration that's happening for my sister over at the home that she's at. And thank God I have conservatorship of her. Any parent that has a special needs child, you have to get conservatorship of your child. Otherwise, they become a warden of the state, if that makes sense. And the state can determine and just say, okay, they all get it. And I was asked yesterday about the vaccine, and I says, I'm just not for those that don't know, my sister got it last February. Okay. A year from February, like 28th is when she was severely administered in the hospital. She's gotten it since then twice. She could have gotten it a third and a fourth time if they would have moved her around all of a sudden, because healthcare workers are getting it and then they're bringing it to the other special needs children, and then the special needs children get sick as well. And if parents are not proponents of being advocates for their children, and I mean these, and I say children very loosely. What I mean is, like, my sister's 40, right? So, but to me, she's still a child because she doesn't have the wherewithal in her brain, obviously, because she's very special needs. She's deaf, she's mute. She's not mute, but she just can't talk. And so for those wondering, I mean, that's severely. So I think of her as like a little child, to be honest. However, a lot of parents they pass the buck, and then their child gets sick in one of these cases. One of the children in one that they wanted to move my sister in actually got really sick, unfortunately, and had to go to the hospital. But then they sent her to what they call a surge facility, which is what they have, like an interim between one home and another home, like a adult home, if you've seen those. And the middle home got coronavirus like 3 weeks ago. But now they sent this one to there from the hospital with an oxygen mask, which I'm like, shouldn't you be maintaining that, if that makes sense? Like, shouldn't you be on top of that as a hospital? But now you have hospitals going, oh, we're moving them out. Why? Because they're special needs? Like, and I remember them wanting to do that with my sister a couple times. And I'm like, no. I mean, me, Brenda, we're very adamant. No, that's not going to happen. So my point is this. You have to be advocates for each other. But back to this vaccine. I would say if anybody's going to be the strongest, my sister is probably one of the strongest when it comes to the coronavirus, because she got it early on and she got it second time. The second time she beat it pretty well. If anybody was stronger on it, I would say it would be my sister, but it doesn't mean she can't get it again. This is what I keep telling people. Just because you get it or just because you get a vaccine doesn't mean you can't get it. Will you be able to fight it better? More often than not. Is the majority not dying from this vaccine? Yeah. But how many more does it take? Maybe they're not dying right away, but that they're going to have serious complications down the line, 3 to 4 months. You don't know what the results are with these vaccines, which is sometimes a second stage is sometimes better than a first stage. Imagine if it were all in one, Jesse. Yikes. So again, more research needs to be done on this. I do think in the coming months, there's going to be some better ones, some better alternatives that are going to come out, but we can't be all, I'm going to go get it really quick. In my personal opinion, but I've said that since December, actually. I think we talked about that, right, Jesse? Because people ask, I go, I'm not, and I'm not against vaccines. I'm not against them. My mom gets the flu vaccine. I'm not one that says vaccines don't work. If you don't want smallpox or measles, they work, they help. But you got to be careful with each person's biology. They're just different. And there's some ages that you just you put a high risk based on the child's biology, which can cause problems down the line. Do the research is very interesting. But I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, vaccines. I see it as right now people are just giant beta test right now. So if you can hold off on getting it, good. But some of these healthcare workers, they need to get it because they need to get to work and to help people. But I really wanted the vaccine so that I can see my family members again because I miss them.
Yeah, I agree. I am. How do I say this? I mean, it's a catch-22. Like if you would have gotten coronavirus and you have a potential thing to not kill you, it's like, which one would you want? So I just say this: don't get the first one out. In my personal opinion, wait till it gets a few more. As long as you can, do so. With that being said, if you get coronavirus and then it's like, which is the faster one, right? So I like to be very cautious. That's just me. Maria, who is a healthcare worker in Canada, sometimes comes to the U.S. to help out, says if you can wait, then don't rush into it for sure. The vaccines were rushed out fast. And I think that's what we're going to start seeing. Again, I can't blame others for wanting to get, everybody to get the fix really quick. Mm-hmm. But if you're getting these type of warnings back to back, I would put a very, very big halt on that because the way they're rolling these out, now you're going to have so many that may look like coronavirus, but are not. They're like, well, and are they going to ask, well, did you get the vaccine? Which vaccine did you get? I've said this from day one in December. Make sure that you know which one you got and make a mark of it. Make a mark of it. That way you know. But I'm personally waiting until probably a couple more months because I know they're creating new ones. Even in Europe. Europe is much more stringent. If they pass something in Europe, you'll see something take longer there because they don't allow a lot of things that the U.S. does allow. If you look at their list of prohibited stuff, oh man, they're more clean eating than we are technically. Not saying they don't love their wine and their biscuits and their fun stuff. All right, so let's take a little bit of a break. We'll talk about more right after these messages. Let us know, how do you feel about the vaccines? Are you going to be taking the vaccines? I'm not saying not to. It's just saying get the information before you do so. That's all I'm saying. All right, people, we'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-through, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
Check out the online California Youth Leadership Summit on Saturday, February the 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. Topics for the high school and college panels include climate change, racial equality, gender equity, world peace, and coping with the pandemic. Panel moderators include such celebrities as former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez and Guinness World Record-holding mountaineer Marin Minamia. It's open to all ages. To register for free, visit www.californiasummit.org. That's www.californiasummit.org.
Experience sheer driving pleasure. Visit BMW of Ontario in the Ontario Auto Centre. Whether you are looking to purchase, lease, or service your BMW, there is only one place to go in the Inland Empire, and that is BMW of Ontario. Visit us today, just east of Interstate 15 off Harupa Street, or online at bmwofontario.com.
Have you heard about the benefits of a reverse mortgage? If you're a homeowner, 62 years or older, and would like to supplement your monthly income, a reverse mortgage could be the key to living comfortably in retirement. U.S. government-insured reverse mortgages allow seniors to convert the equity in their home into cash without having to move or make monthly loan payments. The The tax-free proceeds won't affect Medicare or Social Security benefits. And in most cases, you can use the money for almost any purpose you desire, including home improvements, travel, or family gifts. We offer a free information kit and video explaining everything you need to know about a reverse mortgage, including how you can supplement your income using the equity you've built in your home. Wish you could retire, pay off debts, just have more tax-free income to do the things you want. You don't have to sell your house, and you don't need to make monthly loan payments, but you do need to take the first step.
For a free, no-obligation consultation with a reverse mortgage specialist, call 800-578-4884. Comfortable retirement. 800-578-4884. 800-578-4884.
Listen to USC Trojan Talk with the coach, Harvey Hyde, brought to you by BMW of Ontario, every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. right here on KMET 1490.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live. Glad to have you with us. Don't forget our app. It's free. Download it at your earliest convenience. Speaking of which, we don't charge for our app ever. By the way, it is free. Of course, data may apply, so make sure you're on Wi-Fi. But I got a quick question, Jesse. It's been some time since I've been able to be at a baseball field, a football field, and or the like. And not sure if you've ever been to a football game, but what's the most you would ever pay for tickets, just out of curiosity?
Ooh, let's see. I think it all depends on the game and the team that's playing. I mean, I would probably pay for a good ticket, maybe $300.
Okay, that makes sense. Would you pay to be a cutout?
No, God, no, never.
What? You can get your own cutout. Think about it, Jesse. Come on, a cutout in the NFL Super Bowl. How cool would that be? I mean, think about it. You get your big cutout. You get to be there and just sit there and not the seat and not have to worry about the person sneezing on you. That can't be a bad idea, right?
Unless they're going to show my cutout on the television, no.
You want to zoom in of something,
right? Because if I want my cutout somewhere, I'll Photoshop myself into something.
Just like, no, thank you. Well, that's the latest. So if you want to be at the next, Super Bowl, it's a possibility. It's one that I think is ridiculous, but you know what? For the big heavy hitter fan, it might be pretty important to you. Let's see. There will be fans in the stands at Raymond James Stadium on February 7th for Super Bowl. The stadium will not be at capacity due to health and safety protocols in place to combat the spread of COVID-19. The league invited 7,500 vaccinated healthcare workers as well as 14,500 paid attendance fans to be at the game. For those among us that are not lucky enough to be able to attend the game, the league is still offering a way for you to be in the crowd. Yes, as many teams did throughout the season, the NFL is offering fans the opportunity to buy a cutout of yourself to be placed in the stands at the big game, called a fan in the stand cutout. You know what? Look, there's somebody out there saying, you know what? I've got $100 to blow. And to each person that I say that to, can you throw $20 over here? Just say so. Oh my God. Okay, look. And you know what? We'll do better. Shoot. We should have people just like, I don't know, have a moment of we should at least have them talk on our show like that. The cutouts cost $100, with a portion of the proceeds being donated to local charities of the fans' home team's choosing. Although when they say a portion of the proceeds, like which portion? The full 100 or 10? That you can say that again. What, Jesse?
I said probably $1.
Yeah, did you know, and I found this very difficult to believe, but if you are running one of those, like a portion of the proceeds, do you know it could be as little as 10% of the portion, not the full amount? Yeah, in order to be legally compliant. So you got to be careful when certain places say that, when they say a portion, you're like, how much of a percentage of the $10 do I give you? Do you give over? Ask that question, make them state it as a fact, and then you'll find out what you get. And you're like, oh, really? Okay. So some give more, some give less, but okay. Fans who purchase a cutout I shouldn't be judging. I'm sure somebody wants to do this. Will also be entered to win a pair of tickets to the 2022 Super Bowl set to be okay. I see how they're upping it, the ante there. To be held at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. The full photo submission rules, tips, and frequently asked questions can be found on the Fan Cutouts website. All right, so if you want to go there, here it is. You just type in fan.sbfancutouts.com. And you'll see the information right there. You get to be in the stands. I mean, come on, that's not a bad idea. Submit your photo to be part of Super Bowl. After the game, you'll also have the opportunity to find and tag yourself via a photo of the stadium and share on social media. The link will be sent to you post-game. Okay, let me know what you guys think. I personally would not do that. Personally, maybe at the Oscars I would do that if that were a thing, right? Like I would pay to be front row and center next to Sandra Bullock as her personal whatever she wants me to be. I'll be that person. But this, it's not gonna happen. I'm just telling you right now. What about you, Jesse?
Only if Sandra Bullock takes pictures with my cutout, or if like a celebrity takes pictures with my cutout, or it'd be cool if the NFL people were to send the cutouts back to you. Just
signed?
Ooh, that would be cool too.
Signed.
Signed, like if it had some players sign it, I would totally go for that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would do that one. Okay, that one I would go for. But see, they need to talk to you to make sure. Now that one, I think it would get sold out. To be honest, right? Because that would be like okay, you know what? I like that one, Jesse. I like that one.
You know what? I would pay for a cutout to be placed at a random spot in a movie.
Huh? What?
Yeah, just like this. You know how you have like what is it? Extra actors.
Wait, whoa! So you want to be a cutout that just
make
like
a cutout, just a random picture, be
like it just floats in the air, like behind the person, like oh look, there's Jesse doing a walk on via cutout.
Like just have me like attached to like the window or something, be like,
oh, like a product placement.
Yeah, there you go, product placement.
Like on the calendar.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Jesse Sanchez on the calendar. Okay, all right. I you know what? I like that one. That one works. But I'm not going to judge on that one. That was pretty good. Let's see. Maria says, I would love a cutout of myself, but I would want to own it after the game. So yeah, that's actually smart. Okay. So there you go. No truth to the rumor. There's ways of doing it to make it make sense. All right. Somebody's calling. I got to go answer that. We got to answer the call here as well. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back right after these messages with more.
Who is the Atua Man? Can you imagine exploring spiritual consciousness through an exotic action-adventure story? The Atua Man is masterfully illuminated in this self-discovery novel by John Stevenson. Dive into the page-turning epic hero's journey, weaving together high action with spiritual revelation. Join the Atua Man and his colorful cohorts as they travel through the majestic Hawaii, the hidden mysteries of Polynesia, and the intrigue, starting with the mysterious healing that breeds chaos in London. This journey guides us through the trials of living in the material world, arriving into enlightened consciousness, perhaps glimpse into the fabric of creation. How is the Atua Man affected by the global healing ministry surrounding him? How does he navigate the complexities of love, forgiveness, life and death, wealth and power? Find out in John Stevenson's TheAtuaMan.com, Apple Books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
For generations, alligators have weathered nature, biological threats, and predators. How do they do this? The answer is in their uncanny DNA. Alligators have one of the strongest immune systems in the animal kingdom. Their fat cells contain the essential oils needed to fight off deadly infection and rejuvenate skin. How can you benefit from the alligator's amazing rejuvenating powers? Cayman oil. Cayman oil is the revitalizing and healing power of the alligator in a bottle. Cayman oil is carefully purified and refined with an added hint of vitamin E and lavender to better harness the alligator's ability to heal worn and damaged skin. Treat dry skin, infections, cuts, burns, scarring, eczema, rashes, muscle and joint pain, and more. Even athlete's foot. It's clinically proven to kill the flesh-eating bacteria MRSA. This really works. We guarantee it or your money back. Go to mycayman.com, MYCAIMON.com. That's mycayman.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the tax relief hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call their Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Are you tweeting? Are you Facebooking? And are you sharing? We appreciate those of you that have been sharing your feed to others as well. Get the word out. We are live and we are always trying to share the latest, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. So look, some of you want your cutout. I get it. I totally understand it. And there you go. So you know what? No truth to the rumor. I don't judge, but I do judge some harshly. And I want to say sometimes things kind of come around full circle, and it's kind of funny that it did come around. Jesse, I got a quick question for you. Do you remember last, I want to say possibly June or July, I came out and I talked about a particular gym, which was in Victorville, completely going against the rules of the time of making sure everybody was safe, then sorry, right? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay. And it was called The Gym. Now, not going to lie, I love the interior of this particular place, but I was living in Victorville at the time, right? And the owner and, certain people were completely following this guy, and they were just like, yeah, let's just do everything the opposite. They got in trouble. Not much. They got reported. Nothing happened. San Bernardino did maybe some warnings and some stuff. And I was just like so against it from the start. But, I was at the end of the day, I was like, okay, what are you going to do about it? Right. Well, he's gotten famous in Victorville. It's one of the headlines here by ABC 7. Victorville gym owner arrested for participation in Capitol insurrection. He had time to go to the Capitol. The owner is among more than 100 people nationwide facing charges for participating in the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. FBI agents arrested Jacob Lewis, 37, of Victorville on Wednesday. He's now facing charges of knowingly entering a restricted building without unlawful authority and violent entry, disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. In a federal complaint filed last week, authorities allege that Lewis flew from Southern California. Trust me, I know whereabouts he resides in Victorville, to Washington, D.C. to participate in the rally that was held to protest the Electoral College certification of Joe Biden's election. Lewis owns the gym in Victorville, and last year he reopened the facility. Oh, yeah, because that made headlines, by the way, in defiance of public health orders that it be shut down for the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the arrest warrant, a tipster told federal agents Lewis flew from Southern California to Washington, D.C. to attack the Capitol along with many Trump supporters to stop the certification of the Electoral College. Federal agents interviewed Lewis at the Victorville home on January 15th say he acknowledged attending the rally and breaching the Capitol building. He also told them nobody said he could not enter the building and that police officers escorted him inside. Does that make any sense to you, Jesse?
No, not at all. That was a confusing day for a lot of people. But so that guy got in trouble he was one of the people that ran into the building.
I'm not gonna lie. Here, look, yes, the answer is yes. I'm not gonna lie, okay? He dated a very beautiful young lady, okay? I met her. She's very nice and very kind, okay? Real estate agent as well. I don't know if she's still together with him. I hope she's not. I'm not gonna lie. Because, I met her, honestly, my lady at the time, Brenda, she met her, and we thought, wow, But we saw some of the rhetoric that was going on at the time, and I'm not gonna lie here. I was like, this lady like is smart. What's she doing with that bozo? And I'm not gonna lie, I did judge at the moment, right? But I judged quietly because that's what we all do, right? And I was upset about the gym situation. You know why? Because we almost didn't get our money back because we actually paid to this gym, by the way. Granted, it was only like $20, and it was like bring a friend, and it was a monthly thing. But they didn't want to give the money back because they're like, no, we're staying open, so you should be able to come in. We're like, yeah, but it's Corona. But there was no thinking smart people in Victorville. I should say not all, but there in this mindset, there were a couple that were feeling that way. Others were smart about it, right? There were others that were smart about it, but at this particular gym, I'm telling you, it was difficult to get the money back. I don't even know if we got the money back. I think it took like 5 different phone calls, and people were just like upset and trying to get their money back. So what goes around comes around. Front row news, you wanted to make it because he was like, recall Newsom, recall this, recall that. And it's like, you must be living very comfortably, but okay. After his arrest, Lewis was released on $50,000 bond in order to appear virtually at a Washington, D.C. court on February 10th. Lewis is one of more than half a dozen Californians who have been charged with participating in the January 6th insurrection. Federal agents have filed complaints against more than 140 people from across the country in connection with the Capitol riot. A list of defendants and charges are actually, you can go to justice.gov and find out the information there. He stated again, this, he did not partake in any violence while he was in the building. This is according to the federal complaint. And that he believed that some individuals involved in agitating were Antifa members in disguise. Federal agents said they reviewed a video that appeared to confirm he entered the building, but say there was no evidence of a police escort, which I could see that happening. Now, I'm okay. I'm just going to say this, all right? On his social media, I guarantee you there's a lot of Victorville residents that are happy about this because he was a jerk to many people. He being a business owner is one thing, okay? There was some very hateful speech that's tolerated in the city of Victorville. Not going to lie, sometimes I'm glad when I'm not there, but I visit there quite often. I know a lot of good people there that love life and do the right thing. And then there's just those that are just very, you just can't rhyme or reason with them, They're the Tim Harrises of the group, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to call it what it is. That's okay. He could call me. I got a check ready for him pretty soon. Oh, what? I'm paying him? Yeah. Anyway, all right. We'll be back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness. 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products. We sell solutions.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Looking at the questions coming up on ABC's headlines there. A lot of questions about the vaccine. Some questions like this. Look, at the end of the day, everybody wonders what's going to happen next, right? With the vaccine and vaccines that have come out. Here's the question of the day. With the first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine, what are your questions? How will the process work? Are there risks? And there's a lot of questions on there. Like this one. Remy says, to be honest, it's hard to trust our government. Our government officials earned a lot of mistrust over the years. It's just odd that, boom, we have a vaccine for this so fast. Not for stuff that's been around for years. It's about the money, contracts, and profits. Can you tell me the full list of the side effects? Adam says, why is it that all the big pharma vaccine makers have made it so they have zero liability for any side effects or problems with their vaccine? It was actually passed in Congress as part of the coronavirus legislation. Did you know that, Jesse?
Know what? That they were able to bypass certain things?
Well, bypass any zero liability for any side effects or problems with the vaccine.
Oh, yeah. I already know that. That's why I kind of hesitated on taking it in the beginning.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No? Yeah, no. You'll get it, and they won't be in trouble for it because of the pandemic.
Huh. Shanti says, can you ensure me as a medical professional once I take this vaccine, there won't be any other strand of the coronavirus that comes along that will require me to take another vaccine? Is it worth being vaccinated if you don't know if there will be another strain to come? Letty said, they said people with certain allergies shouldn't get it, so which allergies? Can't seem to find that anywhere. Lisa says, have had allergies all my life, haven't been able to take a few of the shots, so how do I know if I'm going to be able to take the vaccine? And Jonathan says, I'm going to be brutally honest. It's a hard no for me. One, mainly because of how everything started and played out till now, straight denial of the threat that was coming for execution on everyone's part. Who trusts the government nowadays? And finally, 250,000. Well, actually, yeah, that was an old post there. Here's another one. Gail says, I have rheumatoid arthritis and take methotrexate. Should I get the vaccine? Is it safe for me? And there's so many others that are just have questions on this. So again, be careful there and make sure to, read the warning labels if there are any. All right. Riverside, by the way, San Bernardino, Ventura counties are ticking slightly up. Health officials reported 1,600 new confirmed cases, 33 additional fatalities, bringing countywide totals to 268,490 cases, 3,003 deaths. All of those who contracted the illness, 190,618 had recovered. There were a reported 1,238 coronavirus patients hospitalized Wednesday, 315 of whom were being treated in intensive care units. San Bernardino health officials have reported 772 newly confirmed cases, 27 additional fatalities, bringing countywide totals to 269,314 cases. 1,746 of those are deaths. Of those who contracted the illness, 257,046 had recovered. Again, for those doing the math, we've always said this, the majority will get better. However, some of these stories are very difficult to look at, and one of which came across my headline here, and it's sad because sometimes when you don't think of the family members, you seriously don't realize how much of an impact this can and does have. There are a couple stories that are coming through the headlines, one of which is a mother of quite a few kids, to be honest, and she had made headlines. Here's another one. Southern California family reeling after 40-year-old mother of 3 dies from COVID-19. These are the serious subjects we have to face here on the morning show, and I'm just going to read this one. At 40 years old, Chrissy Leahy had so much life ahead of her. She enjoyed her work as a sales manager, loved her husband and 3 kids more than anything, but after falling ill to the coronavirus, she died last week. Patricia Warble says she was fun-loving, generous to the core, biggest heart. Warble says the tragic thing was that we couldn't go visit, that she had to die alone in the hospital. Leahy's 21-year-old daughter, a student at Chapman University, still trying to process the loss. She said, quote, the heartbreaking thing is when she said, Grandma, I wanted my mom to be at my graduation, my wedding, see me have kids. And I said, guess what, honey? I'll be there for you. Warble says the entire family was exposed to COVID on Christmas Day. It was the last time she'd see her daughter. While everyone else recovered, Chrissy's symptoms worsened. She suffered from Crohn's, a chronic inflammatory bowel disease. Her mother believes her underlying condition likely played a role in the progression, said it breaks her heart families are not allowed inside hospitals to provide comfort and support. Chrissy died 3 weeks after testing positive. She said, quote, we didn't get to say goodbye. She didn't get to hear our voices. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to talk about it, but this was a situation recently, very close to home as well, happened exactly the same way. And they will not let you in at all. Now, my problem with that is I think if you have the ability to seal somebody up like you do, like most, like from infectious diseases, there's probably a way to do it, especially on the, in other words, nobody wants to die alone in a hospital bed. And that's the sobering topic, because we have to understand that's exactly what's been happening lately. And I know this happened to, again, a dear friend and regular watcher of the show, Melissa House. And as much as we wanted to be there, nope, not going to allow it. So you have to have that conversation ahead of time in the event that it might happen all of a sudden, because these things happen so quick. Make sure you have your durable power of attorney. Make sure that you have an advocacy group, whether it be 2 or 3 people that you truly trust, that if you remain in the hospital, they will go to bat with you or for you with the healthcare professionals, because some hospitals are doing very basic, rudimentary stuff, when in reality, there are advances on what is happening with coronavirus. If you don't believe me, there's people that are very smart, which I'm going to have somebody very smart to talk about that in the coming days as well. But, it's hard because sometimes I don't always have, I say these things and not everybody watches because, we're still, I'm not going to lie. I mean, as long as we've been on, we sometimes don't have the numbers that I wish we had. Does that make sense? Like, I wish we had at least 1,000 viewers, just to get this information spread out, because we sometimes have it. I go, yeah, it was covered on the morning show. And people go, what's the morning show? I go, never mind. But there's the family right there. And, you look at that family and you say, wow, how do they feel now? Right? That when you think of a core group of people together, that's a beautiful family. But the core is always the moms, right? The moms keep everything together. And when that sort of thing breaks up, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Here's some comments in social media. Let's see. Selena says the sad truth is most of those who lost a loved one, mother in my case, never got the chance to say goodbye, hold their hand, or comfort them while they took their last breath. This is how we have to go on about our lives. Virginia says condolences and prayers to the family. COVID is scary. Thank God I was able to recover. I still have some lingering symptoms. Be safe out there. Vera says, so very sorry for your loss and pray that you and your family will be comforted and strengthened by God's loving arms around all of you. Alicia says, I know how they feel. I lost my dad on January 14, 2021. And it's been very difficult. You can't be there for them. You can't hug them. You can't kiss them. I feel I was robbed of giving support to my dad, making sure he ate, making sure he was well taken care of. Lynn says, our family shares your pain. January 7th, I lost my 49-year-old brother to COVID-19. All we got was a phone call as he was passing. Prayers for you and everyone that has gone through this. Liz says, I'm sorry to everyone losing family during these hard times. This is horrible. Praying for everyone. Here's another one. Genesis. And before I say this, I'm going to say this. I said this to somebody yesterday who came in and fixed a heater. And he was all about, anti-Biden, pro-Trump, this and that. And he was very adamant about it. And I said, do you know anybody that died from COVID? No. That's what I heard. I don't know anybody. Well, you haven't been getting out much, because I know people that know people. And then I had to share my personal story. Well, somebody did here, because it was so insensitive. It was like, to be still that way, obviously that mentality is still there. Back to the gym owner, that's the mentality. No matter what you say and or do, it's almost like you or yourself have to get sick to be able to understand the extremity of this. And sometimes we have to be reminded of that. But here's what Genesis Martinez says. I lost my father as well on the 15th. He was a frontline worker. I also was not able to be there to say goodbye. I wasn't allowed. I wasn't able to hug him. People need to start taking this seriously. Your actions fall on others. And then there's this one. Teresa says, my heart is breaking for you. So sad. I wish I could wrap my arms around you and wish I had known your beautiful wife, mother, daughter, friend, and everything she was to everyone. My heart truly breaks for you all. You and she will be my prayers. You can count on that. And sometimes that's at the very end of the day, the only thing that you can do. So there you go. Now, and then we have questions like this, which is true. Beamer says, why are the liberal state schools closed? Texas schools open, Oklahoma schools open. That's a good question. What do you think, Jesse?
I thought schools are open. I thought they're opening.
Yeah, they are opening. In certain areas, in certain counties, they are absolutely. So, we're following that. Like over here at restaurants in certain areas, in certain counties, in Orange County, they're celebrating the reopening of certain restaurants. And again, I think it's very important that you say, okay, are we doing it safely? Have we learned from a year ago? Because we're nearing the year time of when coronavirus first was talked about, by the way. And before it got taken seriously. Actually, it got taken seriously in late March, if you remember. So, and we had a huge peak at that time. Do you remember? In April, and then there was like a February, March. It was more early March to mid-March. And then it really took off after that, right? And then it hey, let's go back because Easter's going to be fun. Oh, it's been so fun ever since.
I believe it was mid-March is when the first stay-at-home order was issued. Actually, now that I remember, I believe it was on Alejandro Patino's birthday that the stay-at-home order started. So that's a good birthday celebration for him.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know. You remember what happened, I'm sure, back then. And that's one of the guests that have been on our show and used to watch pretty regularly. Got to reach out to him. I did reach out to another friend who I haven't talked to since April. He has very bad ever since. And my prayers go out to him still as well. So make sure you take care of one another. And if people go missing, check them out and just give them a call. Give them a friendly reminder. Hey, I love you. I appreciate you. And there you go. All right, people, I'm running out of time. There you go. This is the morning show. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, people are out there. Keep praying for them. Stay blessed.